What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Britley. If this is your first time clicking on any video of mine, please like and subscribe and then leave a comment at the end. That helps a lot and I certainly appreciate it. But in this video, I'm going to talk about things that I have learned as a business owner of almost 3 years. And I'm 27 now, but when I first started, I was 24. And yeah, I have made a lot of mistakes. It's a lot of things I did not know, I didn't realize when I first started as opposed to now. But I just want to give some tips and some things that maybe can help if you're interested in starting a business. So the business that I have is a Christian merch brand called 10 Toes Behind Jesus. I sell t-shirts, hats, bracelets. Oh, that's the necklace. Bracelet right here. What is wrong with me? Necklace right here. And then bracelet and things like that. So I started this business because I wanted to help raise money for a church build in Mexico that I am still currently helping. So this qualifies actually as a nonprofit because it's not for profit. I didn't really realize a lot of things. If I was to do it all over again, I probably would originally start out with it being a nonprofit. But anyway, a couple years later, I registered a nonprofit. So now I have an LLC and a nonprofit 501c3. Still, I'm learning, I'm figuring stuff out. Because since this isn't for profit, I gotta work. I gotta have a job. I gotta find a way to make money for myself. So I recently started doing financial consulting. I got certified as a financial educator. But anyway, we're not talking about that part. We talking about the business part and aspect of things. But that brought me to your why. A lot of people want to start a business just to make money, or extra money, because you see that, the wealthiest people are entrepreneurs, right? And you see people on Instagram, they making a lot of money, entrepreneurs. The people you see on Instagram is like less than 1% of entrepreneurs. So you're just seeing, again, the less than 1% of entrepreneurs, and it's making it seem like that's the life of an entrepreneur. That's what happens when in reality, most like businesses, you don't make a profit until like 3 to 5 years. I forgot the stat, but I think more on like the 5-year mark. Like you don't even make one single dollar in profit. So you're grinding, putting out 100% day in and day out, and you're not going to see a single dollar. So when I tell people that want to start a business just to make money, I say don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Wait until you find something you're passionate about. Wait until you find something that you wouldn't mind doing for free for the rest of your life. And so I have a very business mindset since I was little. Like I always was making little dollars, like lemonade stands. I always was doing something. I always had these business ideas, all of these things. But none of them ever clicked. And my mom was really teaching me this because I would go to her and be like, I got a business idea. I got an idea. I got this. I got that. And she would always say, nah, not yet. Not yet. Like, not that one, not that one. And right before I started 10 Toes, I had a fire business idea. It was when I started learning about how wearing sunscreen is good for you, SPF, and people of color don't wear sunscreen because we just didn't have that knowledge back then. So I started doing all this little stuff. Next thing you know, Black Girl sunscreen came out, and I was like, that was my whole process, whole this and that. So I kind of branched away from it and, tried to do some other stuff, but it wasn't something I was passionate about, and actually spent money to have someone make a website, just to find out I could make a website myself. But anyway, actually like thousands of dollars. Like that stuff is expensive. I don't know how much it is now, but this was probably like 2021. So yeah. And so, but when I came to her with 10 toes behind Jesus, she was like, yeah, this is it. Not only that, I knew I wasn't going to make any money from it, like like going to me. So and I still knew, like, this is something I'm passionate about. Like, God has done amazing things in my life before I even knew how amazing it is and was and is going to be, until before I even had like the mind to even want to thank God and be grateful for things. God was still working on my behalf. And so when I moved back home after college, and when I tell you, like, he ignited a flame in my heart, there's a scripture, and it's Jeremiah. I don't know if it's actually in the book of Jeremiah, but it's about like Jeremiah, I believe. Oh man, I hate I even brought it up now because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But it's a prophet in the Bible that got tired of telling the people what God had told him. He basically got tired of like doing this, being in the front row, like prophesying to people. And he said, even when I wanted to like give up, not say another word, he didn't want to do it anymore. He said it was like fire was in his bones, and like he couldn't help it. Like it just kept coming out. And that's really how I feel about like ministry and God and just all the things. Like it's yeah, okay. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. But yeah, so purpose. What's your passion? Why are you doing this? Another thing is, maybe if it's something you're not so passionate about, but it solves a problem, that would be another thing, like whoever invented toilet paper, I'm sure they weren't like, oh my gosh, like I have a passion for something that does what toilet paper does. You know what I'm saying? But it's a need. So if it's within those two realms, I would say, yeah, go ahead, give it a shot. But if you're literally just like, I need more money, like what can I do to try to sell to people? Not only will you more than likely quit because you got to put in a lot of work and you're not going to see result. And let me say you're not, because you may there are a lot of people that that happens for, but you may not see the results as quickly as you want, and a lot of people just kind of quit, and then you realize how much money you lose and you put into it, and you're like, yeah, this isn't for me. Yeah, and outside of that is it's like people glamorize being an entrepreneur, and well, I'll say a full-time entrepreneur, because they're not having to go in and clock in somewhere. They're not having to stay at a place from 9 to 5 and things like that. But when you realize that there is a lot of flexibility in it, like, right, you can just go on a trip when you want, and people glamorize that. But the reality of it is, whatever trip you go on, you're going to have to be working on that trip. You're going to have to be answering phone calls, emails, social media. I don't know, like, if you're at the place where you can delegate things, or if it's just you grinding it out. Yeah, so it's like, you're like, oh, vacation every other week, this and that, and it's like, that's work. It's just my office location has changed. Mine is constantly racing, and it's taken me so long. Actually, I'm not even there yet to where I've like gotten a schedule down packed. I'm actually working on that this season, where I'm giving it this many hours a day. When that time hits, I'm done. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not still making posts on social media. I'm not still looking at emails. I'm not still looking up, new merch, designs, things like that, because that is how you burn out and just tire yourself out and can run yourself into a hole to where you need to take a break, where you're not doing anything productive. So that is one thing I'm working on. And that's just something that is the reality of having your own business, being an entrepreneur, that people don't realize. Now, I've never had a 9 to 5 before, but from my friends that do, I am under the impression that when they clock out and go home from work, their work day is done. I don't, but maybe some people's jobs are different. But as far as like the people that I'm friends with talk to, when they clock out, they're off. You're never off as an entrepreneur. You're never off. So keep that in mind as well. Another thing is, so we went over passion, your why. That's really honestly the most important part. Just understanding that it is not an easier lifestyle. At least at first, at least 4 or 5 years. It's not an easier lifestyle. And what are some other things that, the paperwork and the taxes, that's something I did not know about. Again, I'm still learning, but you can really mess yourself up. I know enough to know that you can really mess yourself up. Like, you got to have a lawyer, someone to like submit your stuff, things like that. You got to patent your brand, your business name, and there's so many things out there. Everyone raves over LLC, but you can have like a S corporation. It's all these different things. Like, there are other ways that may be more beneficial for you. And as far as like invest, like, I say, like, to prevent you from having a loss, and what I mean by that is investing a bunch of money in and just like giving up and quitting, it's kind of to like test yourself. And I tell people this a lot with social media, as far as like YouTube. Before you buy all this equipment, just use your phone. Use a free editing app, iMovie, things like that, or CapCut, and see if you really like it first. Because so many people spend hundreds of dollars on camera equipment, and after like a month, they're like, I don't think this is for me. I don't want to do this anymore. And they end up selling their stuff. If there's a way for you to do that within the business, I would do that. If you want to sell jewelry, get a couple sample pieces, post from your personal page, see if people even like it, see if you enjoy the process of it happening before you order hundreds of necklaces, or before you pay someone to run social media, before you even make a business page. See if you really even want to do it, and things like that. Because I know for me, as far as like content, YouTube, like, I've done this for years, like literally years. 8th grade, like, how old was I? How old are you in 8th grade? Y'all, I struggle with things like this, but it is something I actually really enjoy doing, and I'm still not making $1 from it. Like, I actually started a new YouTube channel. So it really is just, I enjoy going back and looking at old videos. I enjoy the memories made. I enjoy doing that. So that is my why. A lot of people, and honestly, what be kind of making me mad sometimes is that people will start YouTube just to make money. They're like, I want to start making videos because they say YouTube's where you make money, and they be making money like real quick. So I said, hold on, should I change my mindset? Like, maybe let me try to make a couple dollars. But I mean, it's just through like posting and, things like that. But I think that's all I have for right now. Let me know if you have any questions. I am not a gatekeeper. I'm not a gatekeeper because I'm a big believer of, there's enough millions of people in the world to where 1 million people can buy my stuff and 1 million people can buy yours, and we can just get on like that. Like, I don't really believe in like the competition thing that much. So yeah, I don't gatekeep. Ask me whatever. Now, if it is something that's like, okay, this is kind of a little too private, personal, we can hop in DMs, or I may not feel comfortable sharing certain information. But as far as general stuff, yeah, just let me know. Ask me, vendors, all that. Check out the website. Let me know what you guys think. It's 10toesbehindjesus.com. I actually have the what is that, the logo in the corner of this video. But yeah, that's all. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe and leave a comment. I would love to answer any questions you guys have, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.